Happy International Women's Day. On International Women's Day, we always big up the women, then we're doing well, and that is good. But for this International Women's Day, the topic I want to discuss is how to heal from a broken heart. And I was moved to talk on this topic because of recent developments where mental health breakdowns have been on public display. Welcome to mental health class. It's a subject. Topic! So you have women who are able to naturally process a broken heart and to move on. But this is for the women who specifically struggle to heal from a broken heart. Sometimes when we date, we form an anxious attachment style where we now have our identity as women tied to being with a certain person. Yes, when we date, we make significant sacrifices. As natural caregivers, worse if we're empath, we will sacrifice our bodies, our money, scammer them there, our validity. We formalize our identity based on the man that we are with or perceive that we are with. So our very own validation, self-worth, and reason for living, we all forget about God now, because God shouldn't be the reason for living, is tied to being loved, revered, and cared for by that man. So you would associate comfort and peace with having his love and associate discomfort and torment with not having his love. We begin to give more than we receive. And the irony is, when we start to receive less, we start to give more to overcompensate. And that is when those dark, black, screeching dementors from Harry Potter descend upon your mind and your soul and eat away at your core, keeping your depression and desolation fresh, like maggots eating away at a wound and keeping the wound fresh. We make up futures in our head that our hearts become tied to, and our mind, body, spirit, and soul become a plant that grows towards the sunlight of the future that you created in your head. Now, when that sunlight is removed, i.e., the man left, if him left or he did something that truly hurt you, the plant of your mind, body, spirit, and soul begins to scramble to find sunlight, to find life, to find a reason for live. It's like a math equation where 4 plus 5 is equal to 167.184 over 18.576. But when you remove the 18.576, the equation becomes out of sorts. You start to feel like you are dying because you can't imagine your life going differently from the future that you have created in your head. Now notice I'm not addressing, oh, maybe he lied to you or maybe he made fake promises. All of that might be true, but at the end of the day, you are responsible for what you do. Put on your big panties, girl. Yeah, it can be do. So when the relationship is done and we are feeling broken-hearted, this can sometimes cause a mental breakdown. And so I want to address that even when this happens, you can definitely overcome it and of course find love again. 5 ways to heal from a broken heart. Number 1, radical acceptance. Accept what has happened. Face it head on. Look the thing in the eye and say, okay, yes, this thing happened to me. Number 2, let go of the need for revenge or to see them suffer. This one might be particularly difficult because we love to say, yes, God, lick them jaw with storm and thunder. Make them know them not for ramp with God picking it. And yes, it gives some sort of satisfaction and ease. But that satisfaction is ephemeral. They are not getting away scotch-free. A lot of the times we might say, them do this to me and them just a get well. They're not getting away scotch-free. Nobody gets away scotch-free from anything. The wages of sin is death. Life is a continuum. Things happen to people. Things happen to me. Things happen to you. What we need to focus on is just us. When a car hits you, you take yourself to the hospital to get medical care. You don't go to the car and start to beat up the car when your rib cage hang out a door. Let go of the need for revenge and focus on building yourself. Easier said than done, but do it. Yeah. Let go of the future that you created in your head. We are creatures of the future. We think what is next, what's the next thing. We become tied to that. A lot of the times we are attached to things that don't even exist. Make a note to yourself that if you don't get that future that you created, you can get a different one. Number 4, forgive yourself. You might be mad at yourself to say, oh, could I really make that happen? Oh, could I really make that beep? How could I have made someone take such advantage of me? When did I become so stupid? You're going to be plundered by those thoughts. You have to forgive yourself. You did the best that you could do with the knowledge that you had at the time that you were in. I repeat, you did the best that you could with the knowledge that you had at the time that you were in. One more time. You did the best that you could with the knowledge that you had at the time that you were in. Don't blame yourself. Don't point your finger at yourself. Be tender-hearted with yourself. Take time with yourself. Notice I didn't say forgive him, because forgiving him would come naturally after you have done the previous 4 steps. You see, forgiving him puts the focus on him. Say, I must forgive him. Anyway, me forgive him, You're still focusing on him. Forgive yourself first. Do those things first, and naturally you will find that you hold no grudge, because a hurting person is a person who holds a grudge. And if you're no longer hurting, the grudge goes away naturally. I mean, no, me sound like somebody read this off a chat GPT or if a textbook, but no, I had to live this. I mean, we explain a little further. Number 5, start to pick up the pieces. If you went through a divorce, you have property to split, just go and pick up the pieces. Dealing with kids, whatever custody battle, if it's just a relationship, or even maybe it could have just be a 2-week fling that you had, but it anger you, my girl. Yeah. Get your mind focused on the practical things that you need to do. Just work on yourself. And now I have a bonus point, which is learn the lesson and be always open to finding love again, or having love find you. Let me know you lock off, or you don't want nobody come bother your peace, and you reach the stage now that you're at peace, and you like your own space, and you're at peace. The amount of time you say you're at peace, it coming like a peace done. Oh my, am I talking about myself? A little bit of almost my 30 years of self-mutilation was over being broken-hearted. But all 3 of my SS attempts were because I was broken-hearted. Now, that's not very handsome for me to say that publicly. It's kind of cringe. This is the part of mental health advocacy that's not so handsome. It's not so fabulous. This is the ugly part of mental health advocacy, where we get down into the down and dirty, where it don't look so nice. I have had to train myself and to learn how to heal from a broken heart and to find myself again, just live. Also, I don't believe into the level up type of thing where, oh well, him left me, so I'm gonna level up, I'm gonna lose weight, if you level up, if you get a PhD, if you go lose the weight, if you go do your body, if you go into the church, go baptize, and you don't do something about that gaping hole in your heart, you're just going to do the same thing over and over again. And same thing was supposed to take 11 days, take 40 years. I just believe in focusing on yourself, repair your wounds, do all the stuff that you want to do. And also, you don't need to like change anything about yourself or watch some dating video. And if he says this, then you have to do this. Work, but don't work too much. If they respond to this, don't shout, don't quiet, don't shit it. There's something that will mad you. Just be you. Me can't listen to them something. To this day, I don't have any game. If I begin to talk math to you, I'm flirting with you. I'd be like, no, it's not. The square root of -9 is 3i. Just stand still and watch the salvation of God and go and take your time, heal. Well, that's it. I hope this helps somebody. Happy International Women's Day. Bang!